Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm really glad you're here today. We're about to explore a very important topic: how to let go of someone, the trick to releasing someone from your heart. In this presentation, we'll look at practical steps and insights that can help you find peace and move forward. So let's get started. Now, let's talk about the challenge of letting go. Letting go of someone you once loved deeply is truly one of the most difficult emotional challenges we can face. It's not just about moving on. It's about navigating the complex feelings of loss and heartbreak. And that takes a lot of strength to endure those painful moments. But it also requires wisdom, understanding how to approach this process in a way that protects your mental and emotional health. Because, ultimately, letting go isn't just about the end of a relationship. It's about preserving your well-being as you move forward. Let's talk about an essential life skill. It's more than just a skill, really. It's an emotional survival technique. The ability to release someone to let go is crucial for our well-being. Without it, we can find ourselves stuck in cycles of longing, resentment, and pain. These patterns can trap us and prevent us from moving forward in life. Longing is that endless yearning for what was, for what once was. It keeps us fixated on the past, making it hard to focus on the present or the future. Resentment, on the other hand, is that bitter feeling that consumes our energy. It's like carrying a heavy weight that drags us down emotionally. And then there's pain, suffering that blocks new opportunities from coming into our lives. When we cling to what we can't change or what no longer serves us, we stay stuck. Releasing isn't just about letting go of others. It's about freeing ourselves from these destructive patterns so we can truly move forward and create space for new growth. Let's talk about the struggle of emotional entanglement after a relationship ends. It's completely normal to experience a confusing mix of emotions during this time. You might feel deep grief, which is a profound sadness over the loss. Along with that, anger can surface, frustration and hurt feelings that are hard to shake. You may also find yourself longing, a desperate desire to reconnect or hold on to what once was. And then there's nostalgia, where you start romanticizing the past, remembering the good times and sometimes ignoring the pain. All of these feelings become intertwined with the memory of the other person, making it incredibly challenging to emotionally disentangle ourselves. Recognizing this tangled web is a crucial first step in healing and moving forward in a healthy way. Let's talk about the trap of negative emotions. You see, negative emotions especially have a way of making us clench around the memory of the relationship. What I mean is, they kind of cling to those painful memories, making it hard to let go. Ironically, the more we dwell on our pain, the more we reinforce it, and the harder it becomes to release the very source of that pain. So in essence, our focus on negative feelings keeps us stuck, preventing healing and growth. Recognizing this is crucial because it highlights how our emotional reactions can sometimes work against us, especially when we're trying to move forward after a difficult breakup. Years ago, after going through a tough breakup, a mentor shared a perspective that initially felt almost impossible to accept. They said, "The only way to let go of someone is with love." At first, I found this advice almost offensive. I wondered, how could I love someone who had hurt me? How could I extend compassion toward someone who contributed to my suffering? But as I reflected more, I realized that holding onto resentment and bitterness was actually keeping me tied to that relationship. Hatred and anger are still forms of attachment. They keep us stuck. So, to truly let go, we need to soften, not harden. Letting go through love doesn't mean we condone harmful behavior or deny what happened. Instead, it's about cultivating gratitude for the good moments we shared, developing compassion for our shared humanity, and wishing them well, even from a distance. This shift is really about us. It's about creating the emotional space needed to unclench, release, and heal. Because ultimately, letting go through love is a powerful way to free ourselves and find peace. Let's take a closer look at loving kindness as a practice. In Buddhism, this is reflected in what's called loving-kindness meditation. The idea is to intentionally generate feelings of goodwill starting with yourself. You focus on cultivating kindness toward yourself first, which sets a foundation for extending that compassion outward. From there, you gradually extend these feelings to loved ones, people you care about deeply, and then to neutral people, like strangers or acquaintances whom you don't have strong feelings about. Next, you include difficult people, those who might have hurt you or with whom you've had challenges. The goal is to eventually encompass all beings, everyone, everywhere. When applying this to heartbreak, it can be really powerful. You might quietly wish your former partner peace, healing, and freedom from suffering, just as you would wish for yourself. Over time, this practice helps dissolve the bitterness and resentment that keep us clinging to pain. Instead, it creates space for genuine release and healing. Remember, the key is to generate goodwill toward yourself first, then extend it outward in a gradual, compassionate way, helping you move through heartbreak with kindness and understanding. You know, when we hear the word strength, we often think of resisting or suppressing our feelings. But here's the paradox. True strength actually comes from softness. It's about embracing qualities like compassion, gratitude, and love. These might seem gentle, but they are incredibly powerful. They don't trap us or hold us back. Instead, they set us free. When we allow ourselves to soften, we open up the possibility of moving forward, without the burden of anger or resentment weighing us down. So, in this journey, remember that real resilience often lies in our ability to be gentle with ourselves and others. Choosing your path is never easy, especially when it comes to letting go with love. It requires courage, patience, and a willingness to step into discomfort. But it's important to remember that holding on to misery isn't a solution either. In fact, it often keeps us stuck in negative emotions that only deepen our suffering. So the key choice here is quite clear. Do we continue clinging to these negative feelings, which can lead us down a path of bitterness and resentment? Or do we choose love, cultivating it within ourselves so we can release what's holding us back and reclaim our lives? One path, the path of clinging, prolongs pain and keeps us trapped in negativity. The other, the path of love, offers a chance for healing and renewal. It's about making a conscious decision to prioritize love for ourselves and others, and to use that as a way to move forward. This choice ties back to our overall theme of emotional freedom and growth. Because, ultimately, the path we choose determines whether we remain stuck or whether we open ourselves to renewal and peace. Creating space for something new is really about embracing the idea that letting go of the old can open doors to fresh opportunities. When we release what no longer serves us, whether it's habits, beliefs, or possessions, we create room for growth and positive change. And in that space left behind by letting go, something new, perhaps even something better, can finally enter your life. It's a reminder that growth often requires us to make space first. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that making room for new possibilities is a powerful step toward transformation and a more fulfilling life.